Good evening, everybody, and welcome. Won't you join me in singing this? Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Here we go. Ooh, sing it. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Come on. I'm not holding it in anymore, no. I'm gonna shout it out loud. I understand now what I'm here for and what the
Thank you, Ken. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Northern Colorado. Beautiful, beautiful people. My name is Connie Carlson, and my pronouns are they and them. We're so glad that you've decided to join us today. We welcome all lifestyles and beliefs, so no matter who you are welcome here. I want to acknowledge that this service is being held on the traditional and ancestral homelands of the Arapaho, Ute, and Cheyenne peoples. We recognize that this land is rightfully theirs, and we offer our respect and gratitude for their continuing kinship with this place. Our philosophy, Science of Mind, honors the wisdom and teachings found in all faiths, recognizing that each path leads to the same universal truth of oneness, love, and interconnectedness. Lonnie Hickman will be your prayer partner today and will be available after service for one-on-one prayer. Let's get into it. Let's say our mission and our vision together. Our mission: we are an inclusive community inspiring personal growth, spiritual practice, and a positive way of life. And our vision: to support humanity's spiritual growth, creating a world that works for all. Let's invite up our kids to join us.
God is everything there is, so I am part of God. I know there's lots of good for me and everybody else. I'm thankful and grateful for everything we have. So I let go of this prayer, and so it is. Here we go. God is everything there is, so I am part of God. I know there's lots of good for me and everybody else. I'm thankful and grateful for everything we have. So I let go of this prayer, and so it is.
Awesome. For more than 10 years, FOCO Cafe has provided nutritious, locally sourced meals to people regardless of what people can pay. They have a pay-what-you-can model, and they are doing great work in the community. We are grateful to be supporting this wonderful organization this month, and we are super grateful that we have Dexter Beasley here on behalf of FOCO Cafe, and they're going to come up and tell us a bit about what they do.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Dexter Beasley. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm the executive director of FOCO Cafe. I just want to start by saying how grateful I am that your community, our community, is supporting us, especially right now as we're facing some difficult financial times. I know you've all heard a bit about FOCO Cafe, so I will probably be repeating some of what you already know. But FOCO Cafe is a nonprofit restaurant, meaning that we serve meals on a pay-what-you-can basis. So folks can come in, they can give $1 for lunch, $10, $100 for lunch. No matter how much they give, they're getting the same access to delicious, high-quality, locally focused food, the same portion sizes, all of that. We also have our meal exchange program where folks come in, and if they don't have the financial means to make a monetary contribution for their meal, they can volunteer in exchange for their meal. And we serve about 1,000 meals a month through that program. Just a few years ago, at the beginning of 2022, it was fewer than 100 meals a month through the same program, and we've worked to make it more accessible by lowering the time requirement for folks volunteering for their meal. We've also removed minimum and recommended donations for folks making monetary contributions to try and make it all more accessible, and we have seen huge growth in our ability to support the community, and especially those who really need us most and rely on us. We are open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We'd love to see you all in for lunch. Something that I try to make extremely clear is that we're not just there for folks in need, for folks who need to make donations on the lower end of the scale or volunteer for their meal. A big part of what we do is actually bringing people together of all different backgrounds to share tables and to get to know each other, hear each other's stories, and break down some of the stigma that goes along with food insecurity or homelessness or a number of other stressors that folks in our community are facing. Right now, we are doing a huge fundraising push. It's a Save FOCO Cafe fundraising push, which sounds dramatic because truthfully it is a bit dramatic. Just over 6 weeks ago, I was looking in our bank account and we were falling short of payroll that was due in less than a week. But I know that FOCO Cafe is an incredible and necessary community resource, as do a lot of our supporters. So I invited the community to help us and step up and help us fill the funding gap that we're seeing in grants and foundation funding this year compared to previous years. When I started this fundraiser, we were down $77,000 in just grant and foundation funding from 2024. At this point in the year, it's closer to $100,000, and $100,000 is actually our goal to help fill this gap and to take us into next year in a stronger position to continue feeding our community so that we don't end up back in this same spot next year. I'm incredibly grateful. I've been inspired by our community. In just 6 weeks, we have raised over $70,000 of our $100,000 goal. Thank you. And you are all a part of that. So thank you so much for being part of our community, for helping us continue to feed our neighbors, to care for our neighbors, and make sure that everybody not only has, a healthy, delicious, fulfilling meal every day, but a place to come and feel respected and dignified, to connect with others, share stories, and feel heard and supported. If you are interested in volunteering, you can go to fococafe.org. There's a Get Involved button right at the top, and part of that drop-down is volunteer, and you can see upcoming volunteer shifts that we have. Obviously, we also accept donations through our website, and you can learn more about our current fundraising push through our website. We've been around just under 11 years, so Thanksgiving Day will actually be our 11th anniversary, and every Thanksgiving we have our busiest lunch service day of the year, serving about 200 people, when our regular daily average is about 50 to 60 people. So we hope to see you in for lunch. We appreciate your support, and we'd love to have you all come in and volunteer as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dexter, for all that you're doing. It's really important work. We're so happy we can support that. Join us for Midweek Recharge Wednesday, September 24th at 6:30 p.m. Come experience a peaceful evening of meditation and spiritual connection. It's the perfect midweek pause to renew your mind and heart. And now we have Amber coming up to talk with us about study groups.
Hi, these are called study groups, but they're actually just small groups that meet in the home. These are discussion groups. So I meet people who are brand new to this philosophy, and I meet people who have been in this philosophy for years. And equally, in the two groups, I meet people who do not know how to articulate what we believe clearly and are still a little like, well, I know we believe this, but ... So this is a casual way to get together with people, make friends, and discuss what we believe. So it's a 6-week program to talk about what we actually believe and why, and how you can use what we believe, how you can use this philosophy to better your life, and tangible, actual tips and actions that you can use in your life to make it the life that you desire. So there's 2 different times. There's a daytime and a nighttime, and I would love to see this overflowing. And if it winds up being sold out, you can come talk to me, and I will make sure that there's another one that happens that you can get in. Because this is really important. It's really important what we do and why we believe what we believe, and how powerful it is when you know what it is we believe. So I hope to see everybody signing up for this. It should be a lot of fun, and it should be a nice time to create community and meet people that are really fun to talk with. So thank you. Please sign up.
Thank you, Amber. So mark your calendar for Thursday, October 16th from 6 to 8 p.m. Reverend Dr. Martha Creek will be joining us for a special virtual event called Embodying Our Shared Vision. This evening is open to all CSL NoCo congregants and will be a time for us to connect, reflect, and step boldly into our next chapter as a spiritual community. It's free to attend, but registration is required. You'll find the link in our newsletter and on the website. Come be a part of this inspiring evening as we embody our shared vision together. To register for any of these amazing opportunities or to learn more, be sure to sign up for our weekly e-newsletter. It's the very best way to keep up with all the news and all the happenings around here. So subscribe today at cslnoco.org.
Okay, everyone, we're going to just take a deep breath and just slow things down a bit. Breathing in, breathing out. Just allowing the breath to bring you fully here, releasing whatever came before this moment, releasing the busyness of the day, the busyness of your life. Just breathe that out. And on the next inhale, you're going to say to yourself, I am open to the infinite flow of abundance. I am open to the infinite flow of abundance. And as you breathe out, repeat to yourself, I am open to the infinite flow of abundance. And just saying that a couple more times as you breathe in and as you breathe out, I am open to the infinite flow of abundance. Feeling that energy, feeling the truth of these words in your heart. And so as we allow the vibration of the singing bowl to move through our being and our heart, we just find ourselves present even more. And so I just know that right here, right now, that light and that love and that power and that grace of spirit, the grace of the divine, the grace of God, is in our very breath. It is in the ground beneath our feet. It is above us. It is on either side of us. It is all around us. And so in this moment, there is no other place to be. There's no other place to go. We're just right here, moving into the stillness, connecting to that divine essence, that divine presence within our heart, within our being. And so I know that as we connect into that presence and that light and that beauty, that grace, that we bring into our heart any beings across this planet, any people across this planet who are hurting right now because of loss or grief, overwhelm or stress, whether they are hurting physically, emotionally, mentally. Some may be people that you know in your life. Some may just be individuals that we know are hurting because of the events that have taken place over the last couple of weeks. Other parts of the world, we just bring all of that into our heart. Because we are one human family, we know that as we bring that into our awareness, that light that we are touches them, that it surrounds them, that it holds them right now, that it whispers in their ear, you can make it. You can make it. And so we are just so grateful to know that we are indeed part of one human family, that we are all connected, we are all one. And as we send out our light and love, it then returns to us as a blessing to our life, to our heart, to our being. And so with great gratitude for this moment in time, we release this, we let it go, we hand it over to Spirit that always says yes, without pause or without prejudice. And with that, we simply say, and so it is.
Open your mind, unfold your heart, relax your senses, feel every part. You ain't got a thing to fear, looks like love is growing here. So take your guard and let it down. Go deeper still until you come unwound. Unbound. Breathe every breath. Release your cringe. Love without waiting, without waiting. Slowly unhinge. Well, you ain't got a thing to fear. Looks like love is growing here. So take your guard and let it down. Go deeper still until you come unwound. Unbound. You can't stop for love to find you. Look inside your heart. Love's already who you are. Already who you are. Lift up your voice. Let it be heard. Tell me your story, tell it to me. Don't leave out a word. 'Cause I think I have been there too. Well, I'm a seeker just like you. And you ain't got a thing to fear. Looks like love is growing here. So take your guard and let it down. Go deeper still until you come unwound. Unbound. Lay it down, lay it down, lay it down. Down, down, unbound. Lay it on down, down, down. Lay it on down. Yeah, unbound. Oh, unbound. Unbound. Open your mind. Unfold your heart.
Thank you, Ken. Beautiful song by Gary Lynn Floyd. He's a well-known New Thought artist in our movement. One of my favorite songs. Thank you, Ken. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about spiritual laws. I talked about this a little bit in the beginning of the month. And, some of you may know this, that they're spiritual laws that are working in the background of our lives, yeah? And sometimes we're aware of them, Most of the time, I would say we're not. They're operating in the background. And when we understand those laws, when we understand how to work with these laws and the way that they were intended, we can experience something. We can actually experience more joy and more freedom and more happiness in our life when we work with these laws intentionally. One of those laws is the law of circulation, the law of giving and receiving. So that's what I'm talking about today. So the law of circulation says that when we give, whether we are giving in material form, we are giving prayers or blessings, we are giving our love, no matter what it is that we are giving, when we do this unconditionally, when we do this from an open-hearted place, it returns to us. Because what we bless blesses us. Yeah, have you experienced that? When you bless something, when you send love from your heart out to an individual or to a country or to the world, that returns to you. Now, you may not be aware that it returns, but it does return because what we bless blesses us in return. Now, when that gift returns to us, and when we then can open ourselves to receive those blessings, then more flow happens. This is the law of circulation and work. So it's about the energy that is behind our giving and the energy that is behind our receiving. It's about the consciousness with which we are giving, the consciousness with which we are receiving. That is what creates the flow. So when we are in that flow, there is an ease. Yeah, there's a joy that happens that we get to experience when we are in that flow. And some of you have experienced this, I suspect. So when we understand how to use the law of circulation, the feeling of joy and ease becomes our experience. Not because we are expecting something to happen, not because we're expecting it. That is actually the wrong use of the law. When we give because we are expecting something in return, that's the wrong use of it. It's about being in the flow. It's about being in the flow. So we all give and receive daily, yes, in our lives. We all give and receive in many different ways. But it's about the intention that's behind it, behind both our giving and receiving. It's the intention behind it. So how often are you aware? How often are you aware of the consciousness with which you are giving? How often are you aware of the consciousness with which you are receiving? Deepak Chopra said this: the intention behind our giving and receiving is the most important thing. When the act of giving is joyful, when it is unconditional and from the heart, then the energy behind the giving increases many times over. But if we give grudgingly, there is no energy behind that giving. If we feel we have lost something through the act of giving, then the gift is not truly given. It is not truly given. So when we give from a place of obligation, when we give from a place of lack or from a place of fear, that gift cannot be truly given. Because it's not just the gift itself that we are giving, yeah? It's not just the gift, it's the energy behind the gift that also matters. So the law of circulation works when we are able to fully give from that heart-centered place. You know, giving is a spiritual practice. I feel like I say that a lot up here, that everything we do is a spiritual practice. Because it is, though, isn't it? So giving is a spiritual practice. It's a spiritual practice because it requires us to open ourselves. It requires us to open our heart, to give from that divine essence that is within us. You know, it's the nature of the divine, of God, to give. It's its nature. It gives without hesitation. It gives without question. It gives with great love. And because that essence is who we are, because this is who we are, it is also our nature to give. So when we are fully tapped into that energy, when we are fully tapped into the essence of who we are, in those moments, there is no thought of lack. There is no obligation. There is no thought of expecting something in return. We just simply want to give. We just simply want to bless someone or something because it's our nature to do so. Imagine for a moment, imagine if every gift you gave, whether that's a monetary gift or a present on someone's birthday or a compliment or an acknowledgement, what if every gift you gave was given from an intentional place where you blessed every gift that you gave? You blessed it with great joy and an abundance of blessings. You blessed it before you gave it, no matter what that gift was. Imagine how that would change your life. Just think about that for a moment. Imagine how it would impact the person receiving it or the organization receiving it. Imagine how it would impact them. Because you know we are all connected, and therefore when we have an intention and we send energy out from our heart and we send it to a particular individual or particular group of people, on some level, they're going to receive it. So imagine if you blessed everything that goes out from you, the impact that you would have. Do you know, we give with our energy, don't we? We give sometimes intentionally, sometimes not. We give with our love, we give with our prayers, with our blessings. We share our financial good with institutions and charities and organizations that matter to us. But no matter what we give or how we give, it returns to us. Because that's the law. That's how it works. But to return to us, what it does is it matches the energy that we are giving out. This is the law. It matches the energy. It cannot not respond. It's the law. It's a spiritual law. It responds to our energy. It responds to what it is that we are sending out. And you know, many of us, maybe only one or two of you, block that flow. Yeah? Me included sometimes. Yeah, we all do this. We block that flow. We don't realize that we are getting in the way of that flow of giving and receiving, the law of circulation. We don't realize that we're blocking it. We block it whenever we do or whenever we give from a place of should. Whenever we give because of obligation, we block the flow. We block it when we continue to receive and not give in return. We block the flow. We also block the flow when we continue to give and give and give and don't open ourselves to receive in return. We also block the flow. So there has to be a flow of energy going both ways for this law to work. Yeah? The energy can't complete its cycle if it's going only in one direction. It becomes stagnant. It's like water flowing into a pond. If it's only going in one way, the water becomes stagnant. There has to be a circulation of it. It has to go somewhere else, otherwise it becomes stagnant. And the same is true for our lives. Deepak Chopra talks about the law of giving and receiving, and he says this: the law of giving and receiving is based on the fact that everything in the universe operates through dynamic exchange. Every relationship is one of give and take because giving and receiving are different aspects of the flow of energy in the universe. If we stop the flow of energy, we interfere with nature's intelligence. We must give and receive in order to keep anything we want circulating in our lives. So I invite all of us to look at where we might be blocking the flow in our lives. Where are you blocking the flow? Or are you giving in some area of your life out of obligation? Are you someone who loves to give, but you have a harder time receiving? Or the opposite? Are you someone who has an easy time receiving, but a harder time giving? So what is the area within you that needs to be unblocked in order for the circulation to flow? Often, what unblocks the flow is giving. Giving unblocks the flow. Now, it doesn't matter what we give. It really doesn't. It can be monetary, but it can also be love. It can be appreciation. It can be some acknowledgement of some kind, a blessing, a prayer. But it's the giving that unblocks the flow. There was once a woman who was widowed, and this woman had a house full of very small children to take care of. She ran out of money. She didn't have any food. She was desperate. So she made a call to a Unity church in the area where she lived, and she asked to speak to one of the prayer chaplains. And this prayer chaplain took her call, and it was lunchtime when she called. Her children hadn't eaten since the day before. So she shared all of this with this prayer chaplain, and the prayer chaplain explained to the widow that she needed to give before she could receive. That the act of giving would start the flow in her life. And this widow was dismayed and frustrated. You don't understand, she said. I don't have anything to give. And this prayer chaplain said to her, that's not true. We all have something to give. So this prayer chaplain invited her to look around her house to see what she could give. She invited her to go into prayer and to ask for divine guidance as to what she could give. This prayer chaplain also suggested that she prepare her dining room table with nice linens and beautiful china so that she could receive. She also said to her, I want you to sit down and write your grocery list. The widow thought, okay, this is nuts, but all right, I'm going to do what you are suggesting to me. I'm just going to do it. So she thanked her, and they hung up the phone. The widow remembered that in her garden she had beautiful flowers, and there was a neighbor down the street that was really sick. So she went out in her backyard, and she cut this incredible, beautiful bouquet, and she walked down the street, and she gave it to the neighbor who was sick. And this neighbor was overjoyed by her generosity and by this beautiful bouquet. She then prepared her table with the nicest china and silver and linens, and the kids got all excited. Wow, Mom, what's going on? You know, they were excited. And then she sat down and started making her grocery list. And as she was making her grocery list, there was a knock on the door. So she thought, okay, I don't know, I'm not expecting anybody, but she walked to the door, she opened the door, and to her surprise, there was someone there who owed her money. And she handed her a check for the debt that she had owed her. And so now this woman was able to go to the store and buy the food that her family needed. So this story was told by a longtime Unity minister by the name of Catherine Ponder. Catherine Ponder has written over a dozen books about the law of giving and receiving. So there are many stories like this, many wonderful stories like this. Catherine Ponder said this, the first step in receiving is giving. If you are not receiving the good you feel you should have in life, ask yourself, what should I give? What should I give? So if you want more love in your life, you have to give more love. If you want more appreciation in your life, you have to give more appreciation. If you want more kindness in your life, you have to be more kind. If you want more financial good in your life, you have to give financially in a bigger way. Whatever it is that we want, the giving of it is what brings it to us. This is the law. But the important part of this, the most important part of this is to bless it, is to have an open heart as we give. We're not doing it in order to receive. We're just simply placing ourselves in that divine flow and giving from that open-hearted place. So when we give, and we do so with great love and gratitude for the opportunity to give. Do you know it is a blessed opportunity to give? Whether it's $1 or it's thousands of dollars or it's a hug or it's a compliment, it is a blessing to give to another. And when we give, we are blessed in return. Being able to receive is also a spiritual practice. You might have guessed that, yeah? Our ability to receive, because it requires us again to open our heart. And for those of us that have a hard time receiving, do you know, I think many of us, we are wired to give and to give and to give and to give our time, our talent in many, many ways. And it's a beautiful thing to witness. Many of you in this community are that way. You're wired that way. But when it comes to receiving, sometimes, you know, maybe it's just me, but oh no, it's okay, you didn't have to do that. Oh no, it's okay, you didn't have to pay for my meal. Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. Do you know, we're so wired to say that. It's okay, you didn't have to say that. Oh, this old thing, oh no, thanks. We have a hard time receiving in our culture, don't we? We just do. We dismiss it when someone gives us a compliment or when someone wants to gift us with something. Reverend Jane Beach, a wonderful minister in our movement, she said this: "It's sometimes easier to give than to receive. I must be willing to receive love, peace, and kindness. Otherwise, I stop the flow of circulation." So sometimes it is hard, isn't it, to fully receive what is given to us. When someone gives you a gift, are you able to receive it fully? When someone gives you money, are you able to receive it and just say thank you? Thank you. Gifts show up all the time in our life, don't they? They show up through the people in our life. They show up through our families. They show up through our friends. They show up through our spiritual communities. How often do you just simply receive? You know, the universe gifts us every day, doesn't it? It gifts us in the beautiful sunset or sunrise that we get to watch. It gifts us when our pet at home does something silly that makes us laugh. You know those moments, you that have pets, yeah? It gifts us when we have a sweet moment, a tender moment with our partner, our spouse, or someone who's important to us, our children. That's a gift. Or you know those moments when you're just inspired, you feel inspired, and it may only last for a few moments, where you feel that joy within you, you feel that inspiration in you, and it may only be for a few seconds, but you felt it. That's a gift. That's a gift from source intelligence. It's a gift. As I said last week, it is our birthright to receive all of the abundance of the universe. It is our birthright. There is never a shortage. Never. So when someone gives us a gift, whether it's a hug or a compliment, or maybe they call us to check in on us, our job is just to receive. Every gift we get is from Spirit. Yes, a sunset is obvious, but when someone is hugging us, that is also a gift from Spirit. When someone reaches out to us when we're having a hard time, that is also a gift from the divine. As we look at our day-to-day lives, we can begin to see how we are supported in all ways. Yeah? There is no expectation from Spirit that we give in return as we receive these gifts. Spirit is not expecting anything in return. However, to keep the flow of circulation in our life, we want to at least say thank you. And to bless what we have been given. all of the financial good that our lives are blessed with, all of the beauty and the love and the connections and the grace that show up in our life. And when we are grateful for those things that we receive, do you know the universe gives us more to be grateful for? More to be grateful for. So our job is to just keep opening ourselves to give and opening ourselves to receive. And then to feel grateful for that flow in our lives, and to be aware of those moments when we find ourselves blocking, when we find ourselves shutting our heart down. And if we're aware of it, just simply with our intention, we can open our heart back up again to receive or to give. And you know, as we receive more, we then give more. And as we give more, we receive more. And it just continues to circulate. The energy continues to circulate. As we give, we receive. And then as we receive, we give. And it keeps flowing and flowing and flowing. Ernest Holmes, our founder, he said this: life is ever giving of itself. We must receive, utilize, and extend the gift. So everything is an exchange of energy. Everything is. There's a circulation of energy that is always at play. So when we can get into that flow of giving and receiving equally, that energy that is going out, it is matching the energy that is coming in. This is the law of circulation in our life working so beautifully and so profoundly. So what do I invite you to do today when you leave here, and some of you are at home, is to give a gift to someone. It might be a hug. It might be just introducing yourself to someone you've not met in this community yet. And as you shake their hand or as you hug them, bless them. You don't have to say anything. You can simply send it from your heart. And those at home, find someone. It could be someone you're sitting next to right now as you're watching this, or someone you're thinking about. Send a gift of love, a gift of prayer. Some way, give a gift to someone here before you leave today. Everybody in agreement? Are you good with that? With your homework? Great. But just notice the energy. Pay attention to the energy in the gift. And then also notice when that gift returns to you. It may return tomorrow, it might return in a month. And you may not be able to even connect it because it's not always completely aligned. What you give out, the exact same thing, isn't always going to come back, but the energy comes back. The energy always returns because it's the law. It has to return. What we bless, blesses us. So I want to bring our attention, before we close today, once again, to our prosperity boxes. Most of you have been here for the month, I believe, as I'm looking out at the audience, but if you haven't, this is another way to practice the flow of giving and receiving. So what you're going to do with this lovely little box, and there's more in the back if you need one, you're going to hold it and be grateful for all of the abundance in your life. This whole month I've been talking about abundance. So you hold it and you hold that energy as you just hold the box. And then you take your money, whatever amount, it could be a dime or it could be $10, whatever amount, it doesn't matter the amount. And you, as you hold that amount in your hand, you know that that is spirit in form. And you give thanks for that. And you place it in the box. And then you say this affirmation. The instructions are in here. You say this affirmation as you place your money in the box. I've been doing this every day. What a beautiful practice. So if you haven't done it or you're on the fence about doing it, I just encourage you to do this with me. And then when we come together the first week of October, I'm going to tell you what you're going to do next. Okay? Is the suspense killing you? Okay. All right, so I want to walk us through a little closing here, and then we're going to move into a prayer. I'm going to invite Ken up to play a little music in the background. So I just invite you to close your eyes if you're comfortable. And just feel right now the essence of source intelligence within you and around you and for you. Feel the presence of this powerful life, this powerful love, this light that is God, known by many names. Allow yourself to feel gratitude for all of the gifts that you have received in this life. Take a moment to notice and feel how your life has been blessed, enormously blessed, with so many beautiful gifts. The gifts of financial good, the gifts of friendship, the gifts of love, the sweet experiences with family, the deep, rich spiritual experiences that you have had in your life. All of the ways in which your life has been supported. All of the ways that your life has been blessed. And now silently bless those people and situations that have gifted you, that have brought joy to your life in some way. Send a silent blessing to those individuals, to those organizations, to those people, to those situations that have brought you joy, that have opened your heart in some way. Send love to this loving Creator that has been behind it all. This loving presence that has been behind everything that you have experienced in your life. Send blessings and great gratitude for all that you have received. Feel the flow of divine energy flowing in and flowing out as you receive and as you give with gratitude. Receive and give, receive and give, receive and give. Feel this flow. And so as we move into a closing prayer, I am just recognizing and knowing that this flow is an experience that each of us have. As we go out into the week, that we are feeling and noticing and becoming aware of the energy that we are sending out and the energy that is returning to us. That we are in that flow. And how beautiful it is to know that in any moment we can change our intention. We can be intentional about what we give and how we receive. And so I am knowing that there is ease and grace as we do this. I am knowing that the blessings of Spirit are raining down upon us as we do this work. As we practice these spiritual practices in our life, I am knowing that our life is becoming more fulfilling, more peaceful, more joyous, more happy, and more free. And so with great, great gratitude for all that is flowing into our lives, we release this, we let it go, and with a heart that is full, we simply say together, and so it is.
Rolling river God, little stones are smooth. Only once the water passes through. So I am a stone, rough and grainy still, trying to reconcile this river's chill. And when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, I know that time brings change, and change takes time. And when the sunset comes, my prayer would be this one, that you might pick me up and notice that I am just a little smoother in your hand. Sometimes raging wild, sometimes swollen high. Never have I known this river dry. The deepest part of you is where I want to stay and feel the sharpest edges wash away. And when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, I know that time brings change, and change takes time. And when the sunset comes, my prayer would be this one, that you might pick me up and notice that I am just a little smoother in your hand. Rolling river God, little stones are smooth. Only once the water passes through.
Hello. I feel like I'm coming out of a trance. That was like, wow. Thank you. Okay, as we move into our offering, let's take a moment to feel grateful for the blessings in our lives and for the spiritual nourishment that we've received here today. We give from a place of gratitude, knowing that God is the source of all good. On the screen, you'll see ways to give, online, by text, by mail, and if you scan the QR code, it will take you directly to our giving page. And if you give online, you'll notice an option to help cover costs and fees. Choosing this simple option makes a big difference. It helps offset the small credit card, bank, and software costs that come with online giving. Covering these fees allows more of your gifts to directly support our center and its mission. Thank you for your generosity and for helping us embody a world that works for all. So please place your gift over your heart and join me in saying our offering affirmation together. Abundance continually fills my life. Spirit provides all that I need and joyfully receive it.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself.
All right, thank you, Matt. And so I just bless all that is flowing into this community with feeling so much gratitude in my heart for all that is flowing into and from. We just know that we are in that divine circulation, that divine flow, and we are so ever, forever, and ever grateful. Thank you all. And so it is.
If you're here for the first time, either in person or online, welcome to our spiritual family. We're so glad you decided to join us here. And if you're here for the second or third or fourth time, we're glad you came back. Okay. Sorry, I got so grateful I lost my place. I'm lost in the circulation of gratefulness. Hold on. Okay, know that you matter, and we are here to support you. After service, Lonnie Hickman will be available for prayer up here on this side of the room, and we also have prayer requests on the table in the back of the sanctuary. If you're online and you would like to have a prayer, please visit our website at cslnoco.org and submit a prayer request there. Thank you for all of you for being here today. It's always a joy to come together in community and share this time of inspiration and connection. A heartfelt thanks to everyone who made today's service possible. It takes a dedicated team, and your time and energy are truly appreciated. And now I have a very special announcement. It's that time, people. Next week, thank you. Okay, thank you. Next week, our monthly potlucks return. Woo! Please bring a dish to share, and we'll enjoy great food and conversation after service. So we're going to circulate the energy of food next week, right? You bring something, we'll eat it. We'll bring something, you'll eat it. It's the practice. Okay. So now please stand if you're willing and able for our benediction and closing song, placing your hands over your heart. Let's say our benediction together. May we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we awaken to the light of our own true nature. May we be healed. May we be a source of healing for all beings. Love is who I am. Love is who we are. Love is all there is.
For years I would talk about how I wanted to change the world, but I always left it up for someone else to do.